Hello guys, welcome back. I was looking through my reviews through my video manager on here on YouTube and realized that, not including the review I did for The Dead, which I posted on January 1st, that was actually shot last year. I have not done any horror movie reviews this year at all yet. So this is long overdue to get back into doing a horror review, and today I went and picked up the prequel of The Thing. Now, I've been interested in checking this out. It's kind of one of those ones that's like, I want to see it, but at the same time, I'm not like flying out to get it, obviously. But I had a gift certificate, and I used that and end up only paying $1.74 for this. So I figured, if it sucks, hey, I'm not even out $2. So why not just pick it up? It's the Blu-ray DVD digital copy combo. But really, guys, the name of it says it all. It's a prequel to The Thing, to John Carpenter's The Thing, which is this one. Now, okay, the setup is these guys from Norway are in, it's Antarctica, and they come across this buried spaceship that's been buried for like 100,000 years, so they get in contact with this scientist, American scientist, Kate Lloyd, which is played by Mary Elizabeth Winstead. And they ask her, hey, we found this ship and this specimen. Do you want to come and check this out? And, it kind of surprised me how easy she just said yes, to give up all the work that she's obviously buried in. But she gives it all up very easily to go check out what these guys found. But basically what happens is they, there's a ship, they find an alien, and just all hell breaks loose, and it basically just, takes you through everything this crew goes through with The Thing, all the way leading up to the original, remake, 1982 John Carpenter remake. That's basically what this film is. It's the thing. The thing that I have to say about The Thing is it's basically an imitation of John Carpenter's film. It really is, in a lot of ways. It's got basically the same exact premise, the same setup. They're not sure what the hell's going on. And then the thing all of a sudden reveals itself, and then there's all kinds of mistrust. And not knowing who the thing is in and all that type of stuff. Basically, the same premise, the same storyline. And then it comes clear down to the test for the aliens, like what they did in John Carpenter's movie, where they put the blood in the little capsules and heat up the piece of metal and touch it, and whoever's the thing, it will reveal itself that way. They do something very similar to this. Now, it is different, but, Kate Lloyd, Mary Elizabeth Winstead, she comes up with the idea, hey, we're going to find out who is the thing and who's not the thing. So they devise a test, which, it's different than John Carpenter's version of The Thing, but it's still the same, too. Now, the outcome is a little bit different. But, again, it's the imitation. It's the same premise. And these guys on this base just happen to have flamethrowers, just like they had in John Carpenter's version. And just on and on and on, there's a lot of the same stuff that happens and goes on. But with that said, I was entertained by this. I did like it. It didn't have the tension that John Carpenter's movie had, and it also didn't have quite as much dread or a feeling of isolation. It's set out in Antarctica and all that stuff, and they show a lot of just desolate, snowy land and all this shit, but it still just was missing that I guess it's just because it wasn't John Carpenter's film. And you can't go without comparing it. It's a direct prequel to it. But like I said, I was still entertained by it. It's not by no means not the most original film. And it's going up against one of the greatest horror films ever made, so it's already set to fail. And then also, one of the big things, I'm sure some of you that haven't seen this film are wondering about, is the effects. How's the effects hold up to Rob Bottin's amazing practical effects that are some of the best effects ever? This film has some of the best effects you will ever see, still to this day, that are just freaking amazing. How does this hold up? Well, honestly, guys, not great. Like, the first time The Thing is revealed, it's obviously completely CGI, which is a big disappointment. And like the first reveal that they do of The Thing through a human, another one, obviously CGI, and it's horrible fucking CGI. It's something that you would see on a movie like Shark vs. Octopus. I'm not shitting you. Like, that first CG scene of him coming out of a human is fucking horrible. I was like, oh my god, this is just... It was bad, and it really set my expectations low for the rest of the film. Now, thankfully, not all of the effects look quite that bad. There's some that kind of work pretty good. And they were creative with them. I see what they were going for, but still, again, you're setting yourself up to fail when you're trying to butt a movie up against what Rob Bottin's done. You're just not going to top that, and it's just really amazing that effects he did 30 years ago, they didn't top him with this at all. And they did take and make some practical effects and put CG in with it, like married the two mediums together to try to create a more realer effect. And again, sometimes it worked okay. Sometimes I thought, wow, that's pretty cool, but there wasn't one effect, and I mean this, not one effect in this movie that I thought was better than Rob Bottin's effects. And again, it sucks to compare it like that, but what else can you do when this film is directly related to that? But still entertaining. Still, it's the way I would look at this is if you were to put this in, you could seamlessly go right into the John Carpenter's remake. The way they butt these movies up together, it basically takes this film and is adding an hour and 40 minutes on before it. So basically you've got one 3-hour movie now. That's basically what it is. And, even in the way movies are set up, where a movie builds and then typically a second half of a movie is better. Well, if you looked at this as one full movie, then that's how it would be. It's okay, it's building. Okay, now you got the kick-ass second half. It really would play that way. I could see it. And I was going to watch this directly after this, but didn't. But I probably will watch this later on tonight, because seeing this made me want to see this again even more. But yeah, still entertaining film. Mary Elizabeth Winstead, she did very good in this. I thought that she played a good, strong lead in it. Believable as a smart scientist, all that stuff. And she did the role very well. Now, Joel Edgerton, that some of you know from Warrior, which played Tom Hardy's older brother in that film, he is in this also. He's got a pretty significant role. He does pretty good in it, not bad at all. And a lot of the other actors, they're either forgettable or they just blend together where there's not a lot of personality there, But the cool thing is they got real Norwegian guys to be in this film. It wasn't like it was some Hollywood American actor trying to portray a Norwegian. It really was Norwegian actors that they put in this film. Supposedly they got some Norway's biggest and best known actors. Like one of the guys, they even said he was like the Norway's version of Brad Pitt. So but again, they just kind of blend together. It's maybe seeing it a second and third time, if I watch it a third time. I'm sure I'll watch it a second time, but if I haven't watched it a third time, maybe they'll stand out more on repeat viewings. But guys, the movie itself, I'll give it a 5 out of 10. It's an average film. Don't at in any way expect this to beat John Carpenter's film, because it doesn't. But it's still entertaining. It's still a good lead up to that film. And, I wasn't disappointed in it. I went in with actually just no expectations whatsoever, but I was interested in seeing, how it did lead up to John Carpenter's version. And I wasn't let down. I wasn't blown away. I wasn't totally thrilled, but I wasn't let down, and I still liked it at the end of the day. So yeah, guys, I give it a 5 out of 10. Now, the picture quality on this, not too bad. I liked how they stayed away from making it too sleek and too new looking. Like a lot of the color schemes and the way it was shot and the way it looks, it actually goes pretty good with John Carpenter's film. That's another way, they really stayed true to a lot of the ways the movies were shot, the way it was set up, the way it looked, and the way the Blu-ray looked in general. Again, you could make this 1 3-hour movie, and that goes for the picture quality. I would give it probably a 7.5 out of 10 for the picture quality. Not reference material, but far from being bad. It's still very good. Like I said, it follows well with Carpenter's film. So yeah, I give it a 7 out of 10 for picture. Now, extras on this, guys, not a whole lot. This is the Blu-ray DVD digital copy, as I mentioned before, and it only has a few things on it. It has one of the extras is called The Thing Evolves, and it's mainly about the effects of the film. How, that right up front they say, fans are very passionate about John Carpenter's film and how awesome the practical effects are in that. So, they knew going into this that they had to do a good job, so they immediately, came up with practical effects, and then they decided that they would enhance them with CG. Now, some of the stuff that they show that they were building practically, I don't think they ended up using some of it, because some of it just, it looks too good compared to the CG, actually. I mean, the finished film, like, it's weird to say that. It's like, I don't understand why, or they just CG'd over the practical effects so much that you can't even tell there's any practical effect there. But some of these animatronics and stuff they showed was really cool in this. But it's a pretty cool featurette. It's only about 15 minutes long. I wish it would have been a little bit longer, but maybe they were just afraid to go into much more, or maybe there just wasn't much more to the practical stuff they could show, and maybe they were just trying to blow smoke up people's asses that don't know better, that, trying to make people think they did use more practical effects than they did. I don't know, but regardless, it's about a 15-minute featurette. And then the only other one is called Fire and Ice, where, it's basically a short documentary about the flamethrowers and the burn stunts in the film. And one of the guys in this movie, he was covered with latex and everything, but they wanted to go for more realism, like more real flesh showing, so that he actually had his whole fucking arm sticking out of this thing and just had burn gel over it and actually set his arm on fire. And I'm sure this has been done before, but I never knew that you could do like completely exposed flesh and just burn it with the burn gel. And it's incredible. I just can't believe it that, and they show it all too. I mean, it's just wild. I mean, I guess that's how they get such real burn stunts on films these days, but that was pretty cool. This one's very short. It's only about 5 minutes long, but it's still cool. And other than that, there's a commentary with the director. And what the hell is his name? It's a really bizarre name. I have it wrote down here. It is, I'm going to butcher the hell out of this. It's Matthijs van Heijnenegg. Heijnenegg, however the hell you say it. But it's a commentary with him and producer Eric Newman. I did not check out the commentary yet. I wouldn't mind hearing it, though. I would like to hear some of the things that they do in this, comparing it to the original and how they line things up. But guys, the extras, I mean, I'll give it a 4 out of 10. Really nothing here, spectacular at all. So extras on the thing, 4 out of 10. So guys, yeah, overall, not a totally disappointing film. I was entertained by it, I liked it, but I can see how fans wouldn't like this also. Because, again, the whole theme of this is it's imitation in a lot of ways, and it's set to fail in like every way imaginable. But you know, I like how, you know, like when they visit the camp in John Carpenter's film, all the things you see there, the guy with the slit throat, the axe in the wall, how it's burnt. They show how all of that shit took place. It was cool to me. But again, you know, not all fans are going to enjoy this. A lot of people, I think, will be disappointed in it. But, you know, it is what it is. To me, it was an okay film. You know, pretty standard packaging. Got a nice little slipcover. Unfortunately, this is a Universal Blu-ray. I've had so many problems with Universal Blu-rays. This one seemed to play fine. But like on the menu screen, I hate how Universal just has the same fucking thing every time. They have the same exact menu set up for every Blu-ray. I hate it. And a lot of them on all of my players in this house, and it only happens with Universal, is it wants to stick. Like when you try to go down through the options, it just sticks, freezes up. Or if it's on pause too long and the Universal symbol comes up, you got to completely stop the damn movie and start it over again and then find your place. It's ridiculous. I hate Universal Blu-rays. So overall, guys, I give this a 5 out of 10. Average film, below average with the special features and all that. Okay transfer. So 5 out of 10. If you're curious, check it out. It's worth checking out. It's worth a rental. I bought it, but like I said, I paid less than what I would pay to rent it, to own it, you know, getting it with the gift card, so I don't regret it. I'll watch it again, and, you know, I'd like to watch it along with the Thing, but we'll see. So, yeah, guys, that is The Thing prequel, which came out last year. Give it a watch. Let me know what you think. Subscribe, comment, give me thumbs up, all that good stuff. I appreciate all the support. I'm Jason. You all have a good one. And drink a beer. Later.